if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
That's right. Another one of those tiny viral clips that people are taking out of context and using to smear Charlie Kirk's name. Here, I'll put it in context for you. Watch this.
Inflation, it hits personally. And that's why I think this United story and the DEI story hits so hard, because we've all been in the back of a plane when the turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off. And I feel better now thinking about that.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't have done that before.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created.
I want to be as blunt as possible, because now I'm connecting two dots. Wait a second. The CEO has said that he's forcing that a white qualified guy is not going to get the job. So I see this guy. He might be a nice person. I say, boy, I hope he's not a Harvard-style affirmative action student that has points for, and he landed half of his flight simulator trials.
That's the thing. It's
such a good point.
And by the way,
so fair.
It creates like unhealthy thinking patterns. I don't want to think that way.
No.
Yeah.
And no one should, right? I mean,
It didn't sound very racist to me here. I'll leave the link for the full video in the first comment below. See for yourself.
They said you should not kick a man when he's down. So we are not kicking anybody in this video. However, it's time to point out the hypocrites, dead or alive. We have to point them out. Before I continue, a little background about me, because I believe in the balance. The balance is very simple. Whatever you do to your left hand, you must also do to your right hand. In mathematics, we call that the almighty formula. The almighty formula, if you are solving an equation that has two sides, that has the left and the right side, if you add 1 to the left side, you must add 1 to the right side. If you add 10 to the left side, you must add 10 to the right side. If not, whatever you're doing, you will never come to a balanced equation. So, about myself, I am 37 years old with 6 children, and not all of them are my children, but I take care of all of them. They go to the same school, they all eat the same food, they all sleep in the same house, except my first daughter. She's in Nigeria and I'm in Thailand, so we have not seen each other for almost 14 years since I left Nigeria, but that's a long story. Let's keep it short. Whatever you do in this life, there is consequences. There is consequences. Even when you do good, even when you do good things, there are consequences to that good things you do. Now imagine when you do bad things. There will also be consequences. So the things you say while you are alive will be used against you, whether you like it or not. If you say good things when you are alive, by the time you die, it's only good things people will say about you, because you never said bad things. Even if they go online and search, they only say good things because you never said bad things. But if you say bad things while you are alive, if you are causing confusion, strife, violence, when you die, it's those things people will talk about. What do you want them to talk about? According to the governor in Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean, Part 1, when Jack Sparrow saved the life of the governor's daughter, The governor said, one good deed cannot be used to justify a lifetime of wickedness. In other words, just because you saved my daughter doesn't mean I will forget all the evil you have done. Hang him. That is what they...
I believe thanks are in order. Had a brush with the East India Trading Company, did we? Pirate? Hang him. Keep your guns on him, men. Gillette, fetch some irons. Well, well. Jack Sparrow, isn't it?
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please, sir.
Well, I don't see your ship. Captain?
I'm in the market, as it were.
He said he'd come to commandeer one.
Told you he was telling the truth. These are his, sir.
No additional shot nor powder. A compass that doesn't point north. And I half expected it to be made of wood. You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
Commodore, I really must protest.
Carefully, Lieutenant.
Pirate or not, this man saved my life.
One good deed is not enough to redeem a man of a lifetime of wickedness.
Though it seems enough to condemn him.
Indeed.
Finally.
And the next day they were supposed to hang Jack Sparrow. And that's another story. So you cannot use one good deed to justify a lifetime of wickedness and instigating violence with your words just because you are white. Whether white or black, it doesn't matter. Consequences doesn't care. Karma doesn't care. Wickedness doesn't care. Evil. They don't care if you're white or black. They don't care. So let the politicians and the APACs and the donors and the charities keep dividing the people with black and white. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's one grave. It's one grave. One grave. So let's go back to Charlie Cobb. The thing he said about black pilots, I'm not a pilot. I'm a programmer. I'm a father. I am many things, but I am not a pilot. Why I'm making this video is because he said black. I am not black, but according to ignorant, racist white people, I am black. So let's use their own words against them. Since I am black, you call that black people, whether you're dead or alive, there is consequences to this life. This video I am making now, my God, yes, there is a God and He exists. My God who made the sun that is shining upon me right now. My God who made this sun that you're seeing. He made everything. He has been telling me to make this video for a long time, but I refuse to listen to my God until this moment. I refuse because I am a man. I am a man with responsibilities. Look at my head, only 37 years old. So I refuse to make this video. I was struggling with my spirit and my God until now because I don't like over how many hours. I woke up 4 a.m. today. Now it's almost 7:30. Almost 3 or 4 hours gone trying to make a video. So when Charlie Cobb said if he sees a black pilot, he hopes he's qualified. That statement is not based on statistics, it's not based on truth, it's not based on anything but ignorance and racism. That statement, if I see a black pilot, I hope he's qualified. Before a black person will be allowed to pilot any commercial or even a private plane, black people have to go through, prove it again and again and again and again. Unlike white people, it's just a phone call and tomorrow they are driving a plane. Trump is DEI. Trump is not qualified, but yet he's the president of America. So that's your statement. I know it's already too late, but for those who wants to be like Charlie, I will not Charlie. For those who wants to be like him, watch what you say. Watch what you do. The world has changed. The world is changing. And the world will continue to change whether you are ready or not. It doesn't matter. The world belongs to nobody. Mao Zedong of China killed over how many million people? But today, his face is in the currency of China, of Chinese money. Their currency, his face is there. He has a statue in China where people go to worship him, the same man that is responsible for the death of over 30 to 50 million people. They are still praising him today as a great man. Even the devil, even Lucifer, even kidnappers, even organ harvesters, even killers and gangsters and gangbangers all have family, friends, and supporters. Hitler, how many years dead and gone, yet there are people who still admire him, who still want to be like him. Was he a good man? That is for God to judge. It's not for us to judge. Now back to Charlie Kirk. Key figures. Total plane crashes in America in 2024. In 2024, between January 1st and February 19th, there were 123 aviation accidents of various severity according to data from the NTSB. That was in 2024. 124 reported. Total plane crash in 2025. So far this year, there have been 87 aviation accidents in the US, according to data from the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB. None of the incidents between January 1st, 2024 and February 19, 2024 involved planes with more than 6 people on board, which means the data is just for only small plane, not for everything. However, throughout the year, 1,415 aviation accidents were reported. Throughout the whole year, there was 1,415 aviation accidents. The source is from newsweek.com/how many plane crashes 25-2024. Now, slide 2. How many pilots in the US are black? According to the FAA and industry estimates, black pilots make roughly 2 to 3% of all licensed pilots in the US. Sources: FAA reports, industry diversity studies. So, remember, throughout the year, there was 1,415 aviation accidents were reported. At 2% of black pilots, let's go with 2%, 1,415 times 0.02 give us 28.3. Which means at 2% of all black pilots in US, all pilots in US, the black ones are only 2%. Which means out of 1,415 accidents, black pilots are responsible for only 28.3 accidents. So, which means more than 1,300 and you do the math. I'm too old for this nonsense. So, only 28 accidents. If we go with these statistics now, out of 1,415, black people are responsible for only 28 accidents. If we go by 3%, 1,415 times 3% is 42.45 accidents. The source is ChatGPT and Google. So if I see a white pilot, I always pray. The upside down cross, I always pray he's qualified. Next slide. ChatGPT on Charlie Kirk. I wouldn't be a nonsense name. Here's the truth. Charlie Kirk's fear of seeing a black pilot is not rooted in data, safety, or logic. It's just racial bias masquerading as concern. Concern for who? Concern for what? Just racial bias, racism. White people who never. Here is why it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. The math clearly shows that black pilots are a small percentage of all pilots, 2 to 3%. So if accidents were tied to race, which they absolutely are not, then the number of accidents involving black pilots would reflect that small percentage. Roughly 28 to 42 flights out of 1,415 accidents a year. In other words, there is no logical or statistical basis to worry about a pilot based on race. White people, ndocha, race gebuko no. Race gebuko. Where are you people racing to? All the races, where are you people racing to? It's about skill, training, and professionalism, none of which has anything to do with skin color. Sounds like Charlie Kirk is definitely letting unfounded bias cloud his judgment. Worrying about a pilot just because of their race is not only irrational, but also unfair, and the numbers back that up completely. Pilots, black or otherwise, are trained professionals licensed by the FAA. Their competency has nothing to do with race or worrying about only highlights. And worrying about it only highlights prejudice, not safety. Next slide. So, why I'm making this video? Why didn't I make this video a long time ago? The answer is simple. I'm not a YouTuber. I made this YouTube for my woman. Because she's a stay-at-home mom, taking care of the children. They are still young. So I made this YouTube for her so she can keep herself busy. So I did not even see all these nonsense Charlie was saying until his death. Like I said before, when you die, everything you say will come out, whether good or evil. Epstein file, this Epstein file, it will come out, but not now. You have to wait until all those who are in the list are gone. That is the only time they will release the list. They will release it, don't worry about it. But if you want them to release it now, you're wasting your time. Instead, you will only push them to create more conflict, more wars, to kill more poor people. Don't worry about Epstein file. Wait for them to go. They will soon. 5 years from now, they will all be gone. 10 years from now, they will all be gone. Wait. The list will come out. Now back to ChatGTP. Who faces more scrutiny in pilot job testing? Black pilots are probed harder and held to higher standards. Before a black man will be employed or work for a white man, that black man must be overqualified, not just qualified. He must be overqualified. And not only that, he must be willing to do things that even a white man cannot do. Even a white man that is not even qualified cannot do. So when you see a black pilot, be rest assured, he is overqualified. He is supposed to be the owner of the airline, not even the pilot, because he is overqualified for that position. Black pilots are expected to be overqualified just to match white counterparts who are not even qualified. Face prove it again biases and double standard. The bias is too much for the black pilots. Like I said before, I'm not a black pilot, but I am black, according to racist white people. Black pilots required to have more flight hours and face stricter evaluations. Less margin for error. Greater skepticism of competence. This creates barriers, underrepresentation, and reinforces harmful stereotypes that people like late Charlie are using to create more A man who spent, they say he's 31 years old. Me, I'm 37 years old. Imagine I spent 37 years old talking about white people, but only lies. The day I will be gone, what do you think people will talk about? So, that's the end of the slide, and hopefully the end of this nonsense video. What's the point? Really, what is the point of making all this video when at the end of the day, nobody have time to listen because of bills, because of family problem? Show me Charlie Cox's Bible. This is my Bible. This is my Bible. This is my Bible. It has no back cover. It has no front cover. My Bible starts from Genesis chapter 12. Because we have read and read back to back. This Bible may not be perfect to you, but this is a perfect. I cannot sell this Bible, no matter the amount. No matter the amount, I cannot. These are what they call priceless artifacts. This Bible is priceless. It has no price. You cannot buy it no matter how much you have. I have read it from Genesis to Revelation, from Genesis to Revelation, from Revelation back to Genesis, back to back. So, one good thing you did cannot be used to justify a lifetime. A kidnapper that has kidnapped and killed over 10,000 people. Just because you become a rat and snitch on other kidnappers, that doesn't make you good. That doesn't exempt you from the lifetime of wickedness and evil. So, like I said before from the beginning, whatever you say in this life will be used against you, dead or alive, good or evil. Even me that I have done good things to my own family members, they use those good things against me. These are my family, not friends, not my own family. So that is life. And I hope that will be the end of this video. This video will be members only, because this knowledge is not free. So, whatever you say while you are alive will be used against you. So be very, 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 very careful of what you say. God bless everybody.